Okay, so we're gonna do a quick interview with Ralph Jocham. I'm sorry if I don't say your name correctly. We're very happy to have you here doing this both trainings for BizAgility, and Ralph is a good friend of mine and also a very talented trainer for Scrum.org. So I'm just going to start out asking you, what is your perception on the adoption of Scrum, maybe particularly in Europe?
I think there's a real number and a perceived number about the how many companies or the industries using in Scrum. Actually, I know of a friend of mine. He has collected money to do a real proper study within Switzerland, which is the country I'm living right now. So I think if you get the official number, it's probably too high, because I think many companies claim to be doing Scrum, but they don't really follow the rules of Scrum, which is written in the Scrum Guide. I would think that, so in the US, there is the statistic that around 2008, the tipping point was reached, that more companies were working Agile than using a waterfall process. I think in Europe, it's probably about 4 years behind, so I think this year could probably be the year where Agile is really, and Scrum is really taking over.
Good. So what do you think should really be the size of a sprint? A lot of people talk about, having a sprint too long. What should be the size of a sprint?
So with size, I assume you mean the length of a sprint?
Yeah, the length.
Okay. Well, when Scrum was first shown to the public, it was 30 days, and that's also the title of the book from Jeff Sutherland, Ken Schwaber, coming out right now, Software in 30 Days. Then it was a revolution in 95. These days, I think 30 days is on the long side. It's pretty much too long, and because Scrum is empirical, it means we want to have feedback, and feedback gives us a chance to inspect and adapt. I like to start off with 2 weeks and go from there. So I would say in 80% of the cases, 2 weeks is just fine. Sometimes, if it's a really stable environment, when everything is really clear, we go up to 3 weeks. But again, this is something which I don't do that often. 1 week is very, very short. You need to be really on top of your game to be able to do that. It means you have to have all the programming practices in hand, like continuous integration, all of those things, continuous deployment. I think if this is your goal, go for it. It's going to be tough, and it's hard to maintain it because people have to be on the toes all the time.
Good. So how do you see a company that does professional services in development and placing a team within the client, working there? How do you see that the team is gonna do within the environment and within that relationship, being a hired outside team?
Okay. So for me, it's important that you don't distinguish between us and them within a company often, and it's getting more and more common in the IT industry that you have lots of external contractors coming in and working there. And for me, it's important to say, well, it's just us, and you have one team, and you pick the team because of the cross-functionality, that you have all the skills you need to have done software at the end of the sprint. And for that, just bring them all together and don't distinguish between us and them. So this is my opinion.
Good. Any final words? Something to leave for our viewers?
Well, I'm the first time in Rio de Janeiro. It's a beautiful city, and I'm looking forward to having my last caipirinha tonight at the Copacabana.
Thank you very much, Ralph.
Thank you, Victor, for having me.